Hello and welcome to Catherine's Garden. It's so good to be with you. As you can see, I have on my hat, and guess where I got it from? The dollar store. Yes, I did. And it is protecting me right now from the rain. I've just finished this wonderful project of propagating hydrangeas. I watched Mike Kincaid propagating hydrangea cuttings the easy way on YouTube, and he has some tricks that will help you to get your hydrangea cuttings rooting. And I want you to watch it with me. Watch me through the process as I go about creating more beautiful hydrangeas for my garden. This morning it is so beautiful out this Saturday morning, and it rained yesterday, so the garden is lush and moist and damp. So what I want to do is to propagate this hydrangea bush or shrub. I think this is the Nico Blue, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take cuttings from the plant. As you see, it has those little nodes here, and from there will come the roots. So I'm going to take a couple of cuttings here from this one while they are healthy and feeling good. See how those leaves are erect and upward facing? So this is a good time to actually take some cuttings from this one. This is an example of a propagated cutting. What I did last year was I cut it and I propagated it, and then it grew roots, and I planted it here so that it can grow in the garden, and it came back looking pretty good and healthy. So this is just 1 year's growth. But this is an example of 2 years or 3 years growth, starting from propagation, last year putting it over there, and then having it develop and planting it here. And I ended up getting flowers. I was so happy. And this is what it looks like. And that's the same for these others here. I know I have to clean up this side, but you can see that they have grown in, and they've actually flowered, and now they are producing new shoots for next year. So I want to finish this off. I want to add some more hydrangea bushes down the other end here of this back garden. And the way I'm going to do that is by propagating these branches. Now this is one of the plants that I received. I got 3 plants, and I planted these 2 back here and the other one up there. And so I'm going to take some cuttings from probably, oh look, the bird. Oh, it startled me. From there. And then I want to add some of them here to finish off this side here. Just continue down with the row of hydrangeas. It's not going to look pretty. Yes, I think so. I am also going to take a cutting from this particular hydrangea. This is a lace cap that I received a long time ago, and it used to flower, but these last couple of winters have been a little difficult. I have some here, and we planted some over on the other side. I kind of divided it, but I think I'm going to take some of these nice strong stems and propagate it and try it again and put it in a different part of the garden, and hopefully it will provide for me some of those beautiful lace cap flowers next year. So I have this one here. This is the Bride Endless Summer Bridal Bouquet, I believe it's called. It's because of the beautiful white hydrangea flowers that come up, and then it turns into this beautiful shade of blue. I have one of these in the front garden, and I think I've shown you that before. Let me see if I can go over there and let you see it again. So this is one of the plants that I propagated. I propagated this one here, and this is about 5 or 6 years old now, I guess. And this is what it looks like. This is the best that it's been for the years that I've had it here. A lot of blooms, very colorful. And you can see the different transition of the blooms. It starts off that white and then it changes to this blue color, shade of blue, and then as the season progresses it turns sort of like this, a little muddy, but then it's going to have more of a purpley hue. I really love this one. So I'm going to get some cuttings from this as well, but from the other plant, and plant it in, and hopefully it will grow. But it's all about the location, I find, with the hydrangeas. If you find a good location for them where they don't dry out and they're protected, then you will get this. This is what you will get. So I have taken some cuttings and I'm going to strip off the leaves and begin to plant. Went and I cut the different cuttings. I made the different cuttings, and so this is one. This is, I believe, the Endless Summer, the Bridal Bouquet, and this is the Nyko, and then this is the other plant, the plant with the lace cap. And I just really wanted to make sure that they had these nodes, because I know that it'll root from there. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and pull off the leaves and set them up for planting. My husband bought me this Miracle Grow potting soil, so I'm going to use this to plant them in. And I know I have it upside down, but it's heavy and it got wet, so. I'm going to use these containers and I'm going to plant each one of them up in one of these containers, and then I'm going to cover it up and put it in a nice location, and I'll show you that, where they can grow, where it's not too hot, probably somewhere underneath a tree. So let me get started before the sun comes out. I'm going to use this rooting boost, rooting hormone, and I'm going to put a little bit at the end of the tip here, and then I'm going to stick it in the soil, and usually that works. It helps the rooting. Now the print is too small, I need my glasses. But it says, grow new plants from cuttings. As simple as cut, dip, and plant. Same formula used by professionals. So it does work. I have been successful with it. So that's what I'm going to use. I have my gloves and my trowel from the dollar store, and I'm ready to begin. So now I have all of my ingredients together. I have the potting soil, which my wonderful husband bought for me, my gloves from the dollar store, my containers that I'm going to reuse. I have the cuttings, my trusty trowel from the dollar store, and my root boost. So let me get to it because it's getting warmer. I had to take off my little covering because the heat is starting to pick up, but I don't want the sun. So let me get started. All right, so I went ahead and I pulled off the leaves And I just left a few leaves on it, and I'm going to trim them back too. And this is really what I want here. You see that area? That's where the roots are going to form. So I went ahead and I did that, and I have 4 different types of hydrangeas, and I'm going to put them in the pots. So here are the leaves. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick the one of these, the cuttings, into the pot. So I just put in the Miracle-Gro potting soil. It's nice and fluffy. It feels good. And what I need to do now is to take the powder, kind of mix it up a little bit. Before I would just put it in the little cap here, but I think I'm being a little lazy with this, and I'm just going to go ahead and just stick it in like this. Just stick it in the powder and then shake off the excess, because you really want to get the rooting hormone all around and covering as much surface as possible. So you see that? And you kind of shake off the excess like that. And then here's the pot. They say it's best to plant close to the edge around the rim, and that really helps the roots to grow. So I'm just going to, with my finger, just create a little hole. You see that? I don't know if you can see it, but anyway, I'm going to put it in like that, and then I'm going to just gently press the soil around it. So it looks like that. See that? Yeah, and then I'm going to go ahead and clip the leaves off, because that's too much. They need some leaves to help with the growth, but if it's too much, it can rob the plant from the moisture that it needs. So you need some leaves. So I'm going to just cut this off here. Yeah, like that. I hope you saw that. But anyway, and then I'm going to water it in when I'm finished. So I'm going to put 2 of them in here, at least 3. I think I'm going to put them all together. Yeah. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, here we go. Let's do the next one. And just make a little hole here, little space. You want to keep as much of the rooting hormone on the stem. Stick it in there like that and pinch it down. And then you cut off excess leaves. Okay, I have one more to go, and I need to hurry up because they're starting to wilt. The heat is actually bothering them, so I need to move a little faster. Take my little hole, stick it in there. Oops. Pat it around. And I think I'm going to add some more soil to this. This has a lot of leaves. I'm going to pull these leaves off. Alright, so that's what it looks like. I'm going to add a little bit more soil. Probably all the way up as close to the rim as possible, because there are other shoots there at the top that could actually turn to root. So let me give it a lot of soil. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. That's what it looks like. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I just put 3 pots together here, and I'm going to create a greenhouse effect. I'm going to show you that now. Yes, they're a little wilty, but by the time I add some water to them, they're going to just come alive and be happy. But don't be discouraged by the wilty leaves. So this is a little DIY activity that I'm creating. I got this box from Costco, and I'm going to use it to protect my little cuttings here. And then this is a plastic container that covers the Poland Springs bottles of water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that, and I'm going to create a little greenhouse effect or protection for these cuttings, so that they can stay moist and happy in the container, because moisture is key. You can't let them dry out. As you can see, they're starting to wilt because it is warm out here, and the sun is starting, the heat is starting to heat up. Thankfully, the sun is not shining directly on us. There's some cloud cover so that I can get this done. All right. I had to make some changes. I was going to use this plastic, which is really good, but because the branches are so big and tall, it wasn't covering very well. So I'm going to try this. This is also my paper towel bag from Costco, and see if I can put it together. So let's see what happens. It's an experiment. We're trying things new, something new. Okay, I think this is going to work, but I got some tape, and guess where I got it from? The dollar store. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape the back here to hold it down, and then I'm going to trim off the excess. I'm going to also see if I can get a rubber band. I have some large rubber bands to see if they will fit, and then create this greenhouse effect for it. All right, let me get busy. Greenhouse that I've created for the hydrangeas. As you can see, it's just a box that I put together. And it's starting to rain, so I gotta hurry up and get out of the rain, but I just wanted you to see what it looked like. And it's really great because it has the handles, and I use the bamboo stakes to really help me with elevating it. So that's what it looks like, and I'm going to put it, when it stops raining, in a nice, safe, sheltered location. And I left a little opening there so that I can water them and make sure that they're not drying out. So that's it. Let me get out of this rain. Ooh, and my tape. That tape is awesome. I got this tape, packing tape, from the dollar store, and it's awesome. It helps me to tape this up and make it look so attractive. Isn't that wonderful? Well, that's it. This has turned out to be the best opportunity for this DIY project of propagating hydrangeas. And as you can see, my little teepee there, it is raining, so I'm going to get out of the rain, and then I'm going to put the teepee in a nice shady location in the garden and monitor it, making sure that it doesn't dry out. But thank you for being with me in this process. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed showing you. I tried to clean up as much as possible, but that's it. That's the final project. So if you like this video, then just like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below. Have you ever tried anything like that? Will you try making or creating using your reusable items? And just be creative, because God is a creative force, and He has put creativity in us, and He wants us to be creative like Him. So happy planting, and just have a great day. Bye.